Testing, testing, testing.
Yeah, that sounds good.
There we go. Okay. How you been? It's great to finally meet you, man. Thanks for reaching
Yeah,
out.
great to meet you. Thanks for having me on. How's the pod been going?
Oh man, I've been off for like 2 or 3 months now. This is only a matter of time before it all goes away. And this whole extra CD tower, I guess you could call it, is what I've been working on outside of that. So I'm just like buying things like crazy right now. You probably heard about Sony ending the discs and everything like that. I'm prepared
Yeah.
for everything so that my kids will have a long-lasting future of physical media.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering how long it is until CDs sort of come back into vogue, man. I mean, you see they're back.
Yes, they are. They are indeed. And I have found very few of them to be in good shape because they the tape is not going to work forever. That's why I love
Yeah.
CDs because it's digital still. So you can pop it in. And most of the time, if it's not scratched, it sounds almost imperfect. But yeah, no, cassettes have made a huge thing. Vinyl, Gen Z keeps buying vinyl. Like
Yeah.
fucking Olivia Rodrigo is like expecting everyone to go and get her special editions from Target. And I'm just like, what? You're like 23. How the hell do you even know what that is? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's insane. We were in Walmart, a place I never go to, but I think we had to get some like craft stuff for the kids. I don't know what the reason was, but we're walking by their media section, and on the end cap, the big display was a full vinyl of Deftones Around the Fur. You know, the cover with the girl with the bathing suit, the close up.
Yep.
And it's like, man, how far have we come now that is like on the end cap?
Yeah.
A
Same with the
major retailer.
White Pony, they're self-titled, like everything is all there. Deftones next to Taylor Swift's special editions. Like what is going on in music that these two genres can even exist on the same shelf? Like, it's become run of the mill. This is the new release section, but I love it. I love it because I'm a big physical media guy and I want to see more. Walmart is the only one surviving along with Barnes and Noble, but both of them are corporations. A lot of people are trying to buy independent so that they actually give money to people that give a shit about music. And Walmart and Barnes and Noble just care about how much money they can make. That's about it.
I know. I just love the fact that you got Deftones next to Taylor Swift, but yeah, man, we gotta make sure these independents they survive. So
For real, man. And we both respect the old days of music, the new days of music. We just want music to be available for everybody, and we don't want streaming to be the only way that can happen. So keeping the physical media is like one of my most important things when it comes to my actual name, Media Man Dan. That's kind of where it came from, but it was more of just because I wanted to talk about music in the beginning, and then I was also like, I really love movies, so why don't I just call it media and cover both in case I need to. And so that's another phase that's coming. I'm working on that in the background. Another YouTube channel I have to create.
That's great. I'm staying tuned.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Hey, how did you find me, by the way? Because I'm pretty sure that I started following you guys way back when Steve Fest happened last year. Speaking of, I got Steve's in the Band CD right here.
Yeah,
the one that doesn't exist.
That's great. I think it was through that connection, and the great thing about what Steve's in the Band has been doing is they've been pairing up like all these different bands. It's really too many to count, and some of these relationships we're making with not only the bands, but you and so many others has been pretty rad because they're doing the right thing. They're just pairing up kind of like-minded individuals that are sort of playing on this underground kind of music circuit. And that's how we all kind of linked up, and it's like we're all sort of like best friends forever now.
One big punk rock circle.
Yeah, for sure. No, that was great. Really unfortunate about the weather last year.
I got to see PHS on the inside of the venue. That was pretty good. I didn't have to get completely covered in water. I don't know who played before that rain came, but I was holding the microphone for the guy. He literally left the stage. I was like right off the corner, and he's like, "Here, just hold this for me." And I'm like, "I'm holding the microphone for the performance that was just about to happen." And it was just downpour.
I think we were like the second to last band, and someone's like, "Let's maybe cut." I mean, the sets were maybe, because there were so many bands, the sets were maybe 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're going to chop 1 or 2 songs off minimum. And we did that. And immediately the next band, the Foleys from Indiana, played after us. And it was a race to just kind of get our gear, just to clear space, right? Before the bad storms come in. And I remember walking my gear, because we're outside. I remember walking my gear to the car across the street, and the clouds turned. And by the time I got my bass in, it just opened up, and it did not stop for a while. So if there is a Steve Fest 2, open, better luck.
It's got to happen. It's got to happen. I'm excited to see what they're going to do next. I'm actually trying to see them on September 5th. I think they said that they were coming back to West Chicago. So apparently West Chicago is the venue that I got to see everybody at. And I'm really happy to talk about that with you too, because I can't believe you guys are opening for 12 Stones. That's what I love about WC Social Club is like they take the local artists that nobody would find. Maybe, they already have a fan base and like local people want to see them, but like they put them with the big acts. And they're like, hey, here's, a punk rock band at a Christian show, or, here's a metal band at a deathcore show that you didn't know about. And it's like, I'm going to a metal show next week. I have one called The Wise Man's Fear. Their openers are all Chicago bands. And I'm like listening to each one of these, and I'm like, damn, these guys are fucking heavy as hell. I don't know how the hell I haven't found them, but they were really good. And so I love finding new music in person. That's like my favorite thing. Last year I found a band called Marina City, who ended up actually having their vocalist. He was on The Voice and American Idol. I didn't know anything about that. I was just like, this band fucking rocks. I'm so excited to see them. And they were from obviously Marina City, Chicago. And so I was like, I gotta like, really find as much as I can about these guys. And so I think I'll keep doing that. I'll keep going to local shows and seeing who's the next big thing, and like, just following them, supporting them, promoting them. That's the thing that I love with my podcast is I take on the people that nobody, usually finds on their own. I like to give that, exposure to you guys because you guys deserve it. If you have talent, then I want you guys to be heard. I want you to be seen, and you're real people too. You're not just industry plants.
No, yeah. We're realer than it gets, and we appreciate the exposure. And anything helps. It's a bit of a a labor of love. Just trying to get out and hustle and play where folks will have us, and kind of going back to the physical media things. We're trying to bring it too. I mean, we have a vinyl record we put out a year ago, and we're working on. It's most likely going to be an EP 7-inch that we're going to be able to get out hopefully by the beginning of next year. So we're going to keep writing and trying to keep producing, the physical media, but we've got brand new T-shirts as well. So if you see us at a show, anyone out there, feel free to reach out. We're well stocked with rad merch.
Rad merch. That's what you guys should actually put that TM on there. Trademark that shit.
Make it, yeah.
Listening to your entire discography, I've only missed one song so far, and that's your most recent song, which was What Brian Knows. So I'm going to find out what Brian knows, and then we're going to jump right into the interview. This is going to be fun, man, because I don't know much about you, and I don't think you know much about me. So we're going to have more of a wide open conversation to anything. I don't have this preset thing of like, oh, he loves this movie, or oh, he loves this band. So it's just going to be a discovery. And what I do is I take little bits and pieces of each part and I make it into one full-length interview. You'll know when I do this that's when the interview begins, because I always do my "What's up, guys?" It's been my trademark for a while.
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
All right. So my main thing is I've been listening to your band, and I can say like their vocal quality. Are you the vocalist, first of all?
No, I merely play bass, and I make a few little cameos on the on all those records, but no, just mostly bass.
Hey, no problem. I think your band rocks. I was just gonna say your vocal quality for the first couple of albums is a little rough, and that's because I'm expecting singers, and I keep forgetting that punk rock is about vocalists. It's not about singing. It's about, stating what you want to say as loudly as possible without being, of course, metal. But I remember when Doug of PHS told me like he's not like a singer. And so when I heard him trying to sing on one of the songs, I was like, oh, I can see why you don't do it too much, because it's just forcing it. It's like, it's not natural. You want to be more natural. You want to have that, raw, intense emotion behind it. And you really can't do that if you're thinking of sing-song kind of, musical shit. And I respect it, because that's what punk rock is. It's not supposed to be for everybody. And I got so late into it. I was into pop punk, that's not even a real genre to some people. But I was like, that was the only like exposure that I had to the genre. So I was like, okay, well, I have to get used to this. This is just the way that vocalists are. And of course, I put it against Steve's in the band, and Jim's voice is absolutely outstanding. Plus, he plays drums, which is, incredible. But like, I always put that as like top tier, what kind of punk rock I listen to. But when I come to your band, I think the instrumentation's amazing. So, you might be the little bassist for now, but for me, you're a fucking legend already, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you running through the discography. Really wanted to, also kind of break some news that next Friday, the 24th, we're going to have a brand new song we're releasing on all the whatever platforms. So stay tuned. We're going to throw out, a new song to kind of throw it out to the world. So we're excited for that.
That's in 10 days. Oh, 11 days.
Yeah.
So what I have to do then, you're giving me a time limit. I have to get this interview out by Sunday.
No pressure. Stop it. No pressure. Stop. When you say no pressure, just add the pressure.
That wasn't my intention, but now I've officially pressured you. So
that's
apologies in advance for the extra work to make you cram this one. So
by the way, where's your band actually from?
So we are from Downers Grove originally. We started the band in Lisle, Illinois, because that's where our drummer at the time lived. And then when he moved away, we practiced in Lombard, and that's where we've been since. So
phenomenal. I literally am out there as much as I can be for the Barnes and Noble in Oak Brook. So if I have a chance to stop by and say hi, I'll definitely do that.
Come by a practice, man. It'll be great.
Yeah, that's what I'm about. Let's hear it. All right. Anyway, let me jump into the main interview. It's looking like it's going to be a redo. You want to do it tomorrow morning?
Yeah, tomorrow morning at 10, if that works for you.
Literally perfect.
One day later.
You're listening to the Media Man Dan Podcast. Promoting people with passion all over the globe. This is your host, Media Man Dan. Let's rock!
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Media Man Dan Podcast. I hope you guys are having an amazing summer as we go right into some incredible music with an incredible local legend. We got From the Start here today, and this is Jake. He is here to tell us all about his amazing band, his amazing musical journey, his amazing 10-year experience in the band as well. They have a full decade of music, as From the Start is now celebrating 10 years of their first debut album, which is insane because it sounds as good as the quality as you get today. So welcome to the podcast, Jake. It's great to have you here. I am so excited to hear about this band. How you doing today?
Great. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that introduction. that was awesome. So, no, doing great, and thanks for having me on the show.
Of course, you're always welcome, and no matter what kind of technical difficulties, we will make it happen. That's what we do here.
Absolutely. Yeah. Bring on your technical difficulties. We're just going to plow right through it.
Yeah, so a little behind the scenes for everybody that's going to be listening to this because you can't possibly see it anymore. My Wi-Fi decided to shit itself. So because of that, I am using my phone to screen record all of this and make the most out of it. And I hope that it's edited to an extremely professional rate. But while we get into professionalism, let's start from the start about the band that we are here for today. Jake, how did From the Start begin?
Nice. I love that transition. Actually, it really dates back to a band that Brian and I were in high school. And then, after several years, kind of not doing anything, I bumped into Brian again, like literally out in town, just out in public. And he had told me that he was getting back into writing songs on guitar. And he's like, hey, you should come by. I'll show them to you. So I brought my bass over, and not knowing what to expect, he had not only guitar parts, but he had like entire like songs and like second guitar parts written. So from there we said, hey, we gotta get a drummer, we gotta get a second guitar player to complete the project. So this was all in like 2013, 2014 time frame. And then from there, all the other pieces finally started coming into place. So we became a full-fledged band by the beginning, I'd say, of 2016. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. We could almost make like a prequel to the band because it took a few years to even get up and running, which which I think is just sort of a testament, right, to how hard all of this is to make it come together. I mean, there's everything that everyone else sees or that we choose to show people, but really behind the scenes, it took even just a few years from, hey, let's start a band to actually becoming a band.
Yeah. And the longevity that comes from that, because you guys are so committed after that point, that you're going to stick together. There's a lot of bands that fall apart even after a couple months or just a year. These days, it's like the younger that you are, the less time you have, and you're like, I got to make sure this works. So the longest running members is you and Brian, right?
That's right, exactly.
You and Brian met before the band started, obviously. Was that like back in like a job that you guys were doing, or back in high school?
Yeah, it was back in high school. We had met, we had played in a band kind of back then, and it was at a pretty unique time because I think we had kind of largely grown up on pop punk music. That was kind of what we were going for. And it was an interesting time because, pop punk and that sort of music, and this would have been, kind of early 2000s. I mean, the years all kind of are blend, and it took a few years, but a lot of the music that was sort of out there on sort of a massive stage was becoming a little bit less about the music and more about, I don't know, magazine covers and, maybe stuff that was in the mall. And we both were, certainly appreciated a lot of the music that was coming out, even though it was more becoming something else. We were getting more into bands like Hot Water Music, Planes Mistaken for Stars, Small Brown Bike, the Lawrence Arms. So a lot of that kind of, sort of from punk, but not, gravitating to that more like mainstream kind of, mass marketed side. And we both kind of shared a bond over that type of music. And that's kind of what we were doing. And then we just sort of picked that same sort of spirit back up, when we reconnected in like 2014.
Awesome. And so 2014, obviously, like you said, it's been 10 years since 2016 was the first one. So it was
Yes.
It was, like you said, a 2-year event just to get you guys working and putting stuff out together. The first song on the first album, is that the first song ever, or is there a first single that was never released that didn't end up on the album?
Great question. So the first song Brian had showed me is Are for Suckers, which for some dumb reason we didn't put on the first album, and I think it might be one of our most recognized track. It's certainly one that we've always kept as part of the live show through today.
Perfect. So when it comes to your first album, what are your first thoughts when it comes to it? I mean, you probably have more behind the scenes stuff and you're probably thinking about the work process, but like, how was the first time that you guys released your music to the crowd or to your local venues? Like, did they instantly say like this is going to be a hit, or did they say just another punk rock band?
Yeah, so the first show, we didn't have anything recorded. We didn't have anything to really share. It was just, getting on the bill with our friends, just kind of putting in the good word for us. And we played at a place called Quencher's Saloon. It's in Chicago, and it's long been closed. I think it's a medical facility now. And we played there on a Wednesday night, with the Wednesday leading up to the Memorial Day holiday. It was a terrible thunderstorm. And I just remember, in spite of it being middle of the week, traffic, whatever excuses, bad weather, it was a great turnout. So many of our friends came out, and it was just such an awesome night. And I think they were just happy to see us getting up there and playing. And so that was a big, I remember that being a big kind of inspiration for us to really double down on writing, playing shows, and then ultimately recording.
Yeah, not to get political, but that was a turning point, if you will.
Yeah, I think that was the big kind of like green light, like, hey, kind of keep going. You guys have a pretty good starting point here, and let's build this out.
Now, since you said starting point, I want to know how you guys came up with the name for the band. From the Start is very unique, but also I love the logo that you guys have, the FTS on there, all in one. It looks very, very, medieval. Honestly, it looks pretty sick. I would have that on a jersey.
Oh yeah, thanks. We actually we got new T-shirts, like on a real nice blend. So they're real comfortable. We're pushing those at shows now, so please pick up a T-shirt when you come out to a show. But yeah, no, the name itself, I think it dates back maybe to before we even kind of were a full-fledged band, just throwing some ideas around via email of all places, because we weren't, at that time, before the band got going in 2016, it was completed. It was some good and just a lot of like downtime, right? So we might practice for 5 hours and write 2 or 3 songs, and then we wouldn't meet for like a month or something. It was pretty inconsistent. So during one of those inconsistencies, I think we're like, we really have to name the band before we try to, do other stuff with it. And so Brian had suggested the name. He done a quick search, didn't see that there was any other bands with that name, and immediately I was like, oh yeah, I like it. And then that was it. I don't ever think we talked about it really in person. It was just kind of done via email. I mean, there was probably 100 other suggestions, but yeah, it was done via email, and back in one of the points where we were not really practicing or doing much else.
Yeah. See, Brian has a huge impact on the band, and that's why I think it's really funny that the song that I missed out yesterday, I did listen to, is the final song that you guys have released at this moment. But of course, we have the new
Correct.
single on the way. What is that new single called?
Yeah, the new single is called Idiots, and real excited to be able to put this one out. It's a song that we wrote within the last year or so, and we've been playing it at all our live shows. So yeah, excited to get it out there. It's it's probably different than anything else we released to this point. So really excited just to get it out there and get some feedback. But yeah, next Friday.
Hell yes. All right, guys, everyone pre-save idiots right now wherever you listen to music. This is the time that you need to get ready for an exciting new sound with a classic feel in punk rock. And now I want to talk about your band as a whole. I've listened to the entire discography. I know exactly what I was feeling in each album. When it came to the third album, I was like, wait a second, this is less of a punk band and more of a rock band. And that's because the instrumentation that you guys bring, guitar-wise and drums, the percussion's amazing too, is very rock and roll, is very hard rock. It reminded me of a lot of great bands that I listened to. Sum 41 is one that Doug of PHS is not a big fan of, but I have always loved them. And their rock and roll that they do on the side, especially their album Chuck, is like what you guys have been doing in the last couple albums. I'm like, yes, this is my kind of shit. So I can't wait to see it live. What is one of your favorite rock songs that you guys have made?
Are you talking about in general, or are you talking about just with the most recent release, Neighbors?
It could be any of them, honestly. That third album is the one where I had like this breaking point where I was like, okay, this is what I wanted to listen to. Like I said, the first album was a little rough on me vocally, but I think that third album really spoke to me musically, and I was like, ooh, I'm down for this. Like, this is sonically interesting, and I really like what's going on, and there was guitar solos, and like just so much melodics. I'm all about melodics when it comes to heavier music, and you guys brought it 100%.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, my personal favorite is on Neighbors. It's called Never Thought I'd Ever. And it's a song that I personally like just because it comes in rocking, and there's some of that melodic um, breakdown halftime stuff thrown in there. But other than that, it's just kind of that upbeat, up-tempo song. So personal favorite of mine.
Hell yeah. That is perfect. I am so happy that you said that song because I think that was one of the ones that I loved on the newest record as well. When it comes to this new record, how do you guys pick the artwork for each of these? Because there's a very different color for each one of them, which is something I really enjoy when it comes to listening to music. You like have to get comfortable with like what part of the album you're on, or if you're already on a new album, if you have like a big playlist. And I was like, okay. Well, we start off with this one, then we're on the Blue album, then we're on this album, then we're on that one. I'm like, it's not Weezer, but it's very helpful to know which album you're on based on the color.
Yeah, no, for sure, right. Yeah, you could go clock, bird, blue, if you wanted to associate. No, we're kind of unique in that, and this is, I mean, I personally think it's unique. We never really came into it like, hey, let's find a vibe, or let's find something that we want to say sort of musically, and then write around, write like that stuff with it. So we always just kind of try to put the best songs that we had at the time and capture them in with a live energy and in the best way possible, and then everything else from there just kind of falls into place. So we never really kind of said, hey, let's put a sort of some thematic aspect of it. And so really the artwork is just kind of an expression of, hey, we've got this album, we want to get it out. What do we want to package it with? How do we want to show it to you? So that's really how we looked at it. Really not a lot of like second thoughts or alternatives or A/B testing. What you see is kind of us going with our gut.
Hell yes. I like raw music. I like real music. I
Yeah.
like raw lyrics, and you guys bring those
Yeah.
as well. Like I said in the pre-chat, the punk rock spirit is 100% there, and it's something that I was so late to the game on, so it's so new for me still to get comfortable with the idea that vocalization isn't just singing. And so
Yes.
I'm down for it, and I can't wait to see it live. You guys are going to be opening for a huge band called 12 Stones. If you guys don't know who 12 Stones is and you're like, oh, that's just a Christian band, no. You ever heard the song Bring Me to Life from Evanescence? The guy who does Wake Me Up Inside, that's him. The guy that does the Scream in the Bridge, that's him. Paul is absolutely epic. I can't wait to see them, and I can't wait to see you guys rocking on the same stage. It's going to be so much fun over in West Chicago next month.
It's going to be great. We've never played at WC Social Club before. We're pumped to do it. So, yeah, that'll be Friday, August 7th. And before that, we'll be at one of our favorite places in the world. It's Crooked Arm Vinyl and Tap. And that's where we're going to be celebrating our 10th anniversary on Saturday, July 25th.
Amazing. Amazing. And so now this 10th anniversary, is that going to come with any remasters, remixes, or demos that have never been released before?
We're gonna do. We got some surprises in store. So for the show, we're gonna have past members play. We're gonna play songs that we haven't played since last decade, and also excited that we're going to be releasing a brand new single the day before, and we're going to be playing that live too. So we're going to try and arrange what we're playing on the 25th in almost a chronological order of how we've written songs over the past 10 years. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, Jake here is the bassist of the band, and this guy is making all of those expected, judgments of a band completely null. Like, this is the man, the myth, the legend right now that we're talking to besides Brian, and he has so much information, so much care for music. He's not just in the background playing the bass. This is a guy that I really, really enjoy talking to. This is our second time technically talking, and I can say, man, you have the passion that I always want on the podcast. Like, when you reached out to me, I was like, this is the guy that's going to tell me about the scene that I'm missing in our local area. I know Lever, I know Steve's in the band, I obviously know from Michigan the guys in PHS, but I want to keep learning more people, and I think you guys are like a good hookup for that. That way, like I said, I can support those local artists. Like, all of you guys should be going out of your way to go and see local bands and find new experiences without streaming and without listening on the radio and shit. Like, that's all prepared bullshit, prepackaged. Except for Marina City. Those guys fucking rock, and they just got their first song on the radio in a while, and that was awesome. But like all these other bands, it's like, they're picked and chosen. It's just like, this is not an actual skill thing. It's just like they paid enough. So I love finding great music, and I think you guys are part of that, and I'm really happy that you reached out to me, man. This has been a great chat so far, and we're gonna go into you next, Jake, because you have probably so much insight on great stuff. What is one of your favorite movies that you have seen this year?
Oh, favorite movie that I've seen this year. I saw the movie Send Help.
Yes.
With
Sam Raimi.
and some of it I was like, huh? But then I kind of get it. So no, I thought that one was great. That was a great movie.
Hell yeah. That was a fun one. An insane movie as well. I love the twist. I won't spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen the movie, but it is quite an interesting twist on the survivor element. And I was really up for it.
I was watching, it like reminded me initially kind of a more twisted version of the movie Castaway. Castaway was kind of dragged at points. This one, not like that.
Yeah, Sam was like, let's make it as vivid as possible when we're going through the extremely violent stuff. And then let's also make sure that we keep my, standard comedy that you would expect. That's why I'm really hoping that Sam will be part of the next Evil Dead film, because he hasn't been on any of these new ones, and they've all been darker and more painful to the main characters. And I'm just like, then the thing that we like about Evil Dead, right, if I want to talk about it as a cinephile now, is that Ash changes. For the first movie, we're not like, yeah, go Ash. Like, we're terrified with him. But then in the second movie, he becomes, a comedy character because he literally cannot handle the amount of evil that's around him. So he just loses his fucking mind. And now you're on board and you're like, oh, this is my protagonist. This is the guy I want to see win at the end of the day. And for these new movies, like, they don't have any of that. It's just constant agony and torture and true bloodlust that these directors have all had, which I, of course, Sam Raimi is known for as well. But he's done Spider-Man. He's done other things, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, like all those things that are like his passion, and you could just see it all over Send Help too. I was super happy with that movie. I definitely will have to buy it, but it's only on DVD. I've seen in person, so I'm seeing if it's available on Blu-ray as well. I always like to upgrade mine to the best HD possible.
Definitely.
Now, my favorite movie of the year is a quick and easy one. It was recommended last year. I think that my brother said, like, let's go and see this. He actually ended up not seeing this movie because he has, I don't know, a little thing with Hollywood. He just doesn't trust them anymore. And I don't blame him because there's been constant slop that they keep putting out. And it's between all these great movies and you don't think that they're great. And then the end of the year happens and like everyone's raving about these movies that they never talked about. And you're like, damn it, I really wish I saw that. So this one, I was all hyped for. I was super excited to see. And when I saw it, I was like, this is probably the best film of the year. That is Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling.
I need to add that to my watch. I think I have that on my watch list, but I need to bump that to the top. So
yes, it's a long one.
We'll check that one out. So thank you for steering me straight there.
Of course. And yes, I honestly think that I've seen enough film in sci-fi that I can say that this is like just below or like right at the same level as The Martian. And it's kind of the same. It is the same writer because it's the same book. Not the same book, but the same author of both books. But
okay, I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah, it has the humor, it has the sci-fi.
I was a big fan of The Martian, so.
Okay, you like The Martian, awesome. Then yeah,
yes,
I would highly recommend this movie. But I mean, Interstellar. Ever since I saw that in IMAX. I think it was last year or 2 years ago, and ever since that point, I was like, "There's nothing better in sci-fi. Like that is the most insane thing I've ever seen. I still can't explain it to my brain. I've watched it 2 or 3 times since that, and I still can't make sense of it. Like it is such an interesting film, and I think Christopher Nolan is one of the greatest directors. That's why I'm hoping that The Odyssey is good, despite what the critics are saying right now.
Yeah.
All right. Outside of movies, when it comes to venues that you guys are going to play all around the area, have you left the state yet?
Yeah, we did. We have one of our favorite places to play outside of this area is a place called 222 Ormsby. It's a great DIY spot in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We've played there 3 times before. We also had an opportunity to play with our friends in Cheap Heat. They're based in Akron, Ohio. We've done that a couple of times, and I guess kind of most recently we played Mercy Fest, which is up in the Northwoods of Wisconsin, and that's just a great sort of showcase of underground music, really at its finest. With PHS, Steve's in the band, runs it. It gets bigger every year, and we've now done that 2 years in a row, and I can't say enough about how great of a fest. It's 2 days. Steve's in the band just does such an excellent job putting that together and curating kind of all the best of the underground music. So highly recommend making the trip up there. It's always around the same time of year, usually the weekend before Memorial Day, like the previous week before Memorial Day. In May. So, great time.
Phenomenal. I've never actually looked into that festival. I remember when Steve Fest was barely on my radar, and then Doug was like, hey, we're coming to town. Are you going out to see us? I was like, coming to town? What do you mean coming to town? He's like, you didn't see my story? I'm like, I see all your stories. I like all your stories, and I didn't even see that it was coming to, like, Lombard, Illinois. Like, what the fuck? But you guys said that you're from Downers Grove. I can't wait to see you guys. Besides the 12 Stones, I can't wait to see you guys become more of a headlining show for the other punk rock bands in the scene in our area. You know, that's pretty sick. But up in Wisconsin, which area of Wisconsin is Mercy Fest?
It's in Minocqua.
I don't know where that is.
So yeah, it's up north. So it's up in the North Woods.
Like Green
so
Bay?
you'll want to just you'll just want to be going kind of straight north. And I would say as far as, it being, I don't know, from the Chicago area, maybe roughly 4.5, 5 hour drive, but it's a very nice drive. You're going through, I think it's kind of in a national forest. It's really near a nice lake town. I can't say enough of just kind of how cool the venue is. It's at a place called Happy's Pub, and the owner is all about what we're trying to do. And so really in this day and age, just finding good people who have venues that kind of get it, with the underground scene or community. It's a real nice match, and hope for it to keep going.
Phenomenal. I keep saying great big words at the end of it, but it's because I'm listening and all I'm hearing is that spirit that I love to promote, man. If you guys need anybody to MC and I have some free time, I'd be happy to go out there. I'll tell Jim, I'll be like, hey, quick question. Can I introduce the bands? Because I would love to bring the hype.
And there's a lot of them. Yeah, I think it started is, Steve's and the band started it with maybe one other. And now that they're in, 5 years into this thing, it's a nice full 2-day festival. So it's great.
Phenomenal. Keep saying it because it's true.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the final question that I have, because it comes to all of us when we think about Chicagoland, we think about great food, we think about that. What is one of your favorite places to eat when you guys are touring?
Ooh, that's such a good question. We found a place when we were making our trip out to Pittsburgh last year. There was some car sickness pretty early in the trip, so we did an emergency pull off in Gary, Indiana. And right across from a truck stop there is a delicious place called Philly Cheesesteak and Fresh Lemonade. And despite everything that I've just said, it's some of the best food you can find. So that is by far the band's favorite place to eat. So whether it's the pizza puff, the gyro, the cheesesteak, you can't go wrong. Can't recommend it enough. So if you're coming in or out of the Chicagoland area, don't pass up on it.
Hell yeah. Okay. So guys got to go to Philly cheesesteak, and what was the other part?
And fresh squeezed lemonade.
Fresh squeezed lemonade. Very funny. Gary, Indiana, out of all places. I saw Jim Gaffigan, the comedian, live in like 2015, and he talked about how Gary, Indiana is the place where the bathrooms smell. That's where they get the bathroom smell from. So I've always been like, never go in there. That sounds disgusting. But now I have to because you gave me that recommendation. I'll try to find a friend that loves Philly cheesesteak and bring them out. That'd be sick.
And I don't remember the bathroom smelling there. So it's got that working for
No,
me,
he
too.
said like that's literally the place in the entire country where they get the smell for the bathrooms.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because he just hates where he grew up or whatever it was, but that is a funny joke for the locals. Dude, thank you so much for joining me. I know that this was cut short and that we could make the most out of it. Regardless, I am so pumped for the new song. I'm so pumped to see you guys. I'm going to get like your whole set recorded for sure. I can't wait to see what you guys sound like live. And I want to hear, everything that you guys have after this point too. So everyone, please, like I said before, pre-save Idiots, the brand new single coming out next week, technically just a couple of days from now, because this is coming out on Sunday. So get ready for that incredible song. Don't be an idiot. Listen to from the start. Follow them on all social media. It's really easy to find. You can easily find my playlist as well on Music Man Dan on Spotify. I have the whole discography there, and any other songs that I want to find and put into that, I'll try to mix everybody in. I'll try to find like an Illinois punk rock playlist or something like that. I am so happy that you joined me for this, bro. This was so much fun.
Oh, this was great. Thanks, Dan, for having me, and look forward to seeing you real soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys. Thanks again for listening to another amazing episode of the podcast. I am so sorry that it's been such a long time. I have been working on finding a place and getting my vacation plan set, which is also happening next week. There's so much going on at once. I am just making sure that everything that I have planned for the future is going to be as fruitful and interesting as possible. And I hope that you guys will be there for the ride. Lots of interesting content coming on all kinds of YouTube channels. I will be returning to YouTube on September 1st. I put that post out on my Instagram. You guys can go and check it out, MediaMan_pod. And I really, really appreciate awesome bands like this reaching out to me so I can get them back on the pod and get that spirit back into my veins where I love promoting people with passion. And that's all about From the Start right now. That was such a great conversation, Jake. I can't wait to have you back on in the near future so that we can talk. And if you can get Brian or the rest of the band, that'd be great as well, because I will make sure that my internet works next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait.
It's going to be so much fun. And if you guys enjoyed the audio, please leave a like on this, because somehow I made it sound good enough. And this screen recorded the last part for the last 20 minutes. We've been solid, just so you know that it did actually pick you up perfectly there. But for the rest of the time, I've been just putting my phone up to my microphone. It's just great stuff. Either way, guys, thanks again for listening. Thanks again for being awesome fans of the pod. Thanks again for checking out new music from great local legends like From the Start. I hope you have an amazing day and stay safe out there. Peace!